Hey, welcome to Lenny Schmidts Quarantine Comedy. How are you doing? I'm having trouble with the YouTube feed, so I'm trying to fix it as we speak. Hold on. According to what I'm being told here, I'm connected. How you guys doing? Thanks for being here, man. Let me see if I can fix a couple issues here. Bam. Bam. It's good to be here. Obviously, this is live. Usually we go taped at the beginning, but that's not happening this time. So I decided to go live. How are you? It's good to be here. First and foremost, most importantly, tomorrow's show is canceled. There was a Thursday afternoon special Thursday show tomorrow. Look at that. I found it. Now we're good. Now we're up and running. Now we're going. I apologize. Tomorrow's show's canceled. I'm in the middle of moving, so I got a lot going on. This is my fault. If you hate me, send me an email and tell me that I'm an idiot. That's fine. I will totally accept that email. I would gladly accept that email because I'm correct. Some of you guys are already here. Thank you so much for sticking around. Coming back. Thanks so much. Alex is here. Brenda's here. Robin Greenberg. Thank you, Robin Greenberg. I have to mention your name, of course. Meredith is here. Meredith Garcia, a good friend from Illinois. Thank you very much. My Gar's wife. That's what we call her, is Gar's wife. Thank you for tuning in. One thing I want to announce real quick, or I want to mention real quick before we get going here, is yesterday was, let me see if I get this correct. Bam. It was hold on. This is fantastic. Here we go. Redalert restart. Yesterday in New York City and several theaters across the country, last night they lit them up with red, bright red colors overshadowing many theaters and outdoor venues or any type of live performance venue across the country on September 1st last night from 9 p.m. Eastern to 12 Eastern. I mentioned it for this reason and this reason alone. It was to give support or show support for the numerous live entertainers that are affected by COVID. And one of the reasons I started this show was to give other live entertainers an opportunity to come out here and talk about what they're doing now, going forward, how everything's changed, how they're recreating their careers and the different things they're doing format-wise. I'm trying to support live performers any way I can. And they did it across the country last night. And basically 77% of all all people working in live performance. This includes live performers, stage managers, sound techs, even agents, managers, ticket box offers, people that work in anyone that works at the theater, ushers, the prop people, backstage, sound people, backstage hands, grips, everyone that works in live events, any roadie, groupie. 77% of those people have lost 100% of their income. That's 100% of their income. One of the reasons I do the show is to give everyone an opportunity who is a live performer to come out here and talk about what they do. Some of the people I have on occasionally, and I don't get many out here, that work behind the scenes. It takes an average of 500 people to put on any one live production. Any one live production. And that includes you have no idea what goes on backstage and the stuff that we do in front of the curtain. There's a million things going on. Some of us have sound, audio, tech, video, all kinds of stuff involved. So many people I know across the world have been affected by COVID, but many live performers have lost 100% of their income. And they've had a hard time as far as the government goes and the handouts or helping out or whatever. Live performers and people in the live performance industry seem to get lost in that shuffle because most of us are gig workers. Most of us, everyone is some sort of gig worker. When we're doing a gig, we're hustling to get another gig, and we're hustling to get another one. I mean, that's what we do, man. We hustle and just book and hustle and book and hustle and book and hustle and book. And it's a tough life. It's something I've done for about 30 years now, and now a lot of people are affected negatively. So yesterday was Redstream. It was called Redstream Restart. Hashtag Redstream Restart. If you Google it or look for it, there are millions and dozens of different ways to support live performers. There's a way you can support my show right there. There's a way right there. You can do that. Go to LennySchmidt.com/if you can. Go to Venmo at Lenny Schmidt Comedy. Also, at the end of all of these shows, you guys that are regular viewers know, in the bio, I always put information on every performer, where they're from, their website, what they're doing, their Venmo, anything they want on there. If you enjoy an interview or you enjoy a performer, look into what they're doing, go to their site, buy their merch, buy their shirts, buy their albums, buy whatever. Anything you can do to support live performance, man. it's the industry has been turned completely upside down, and it's very hard on many of my friends. So I try to support as much as I can with this show. And yesterday it was a nationwide thing. Theaters across the country were lit up with a red ambiance. I remember I saw it last night driving around trying to figure out what was going on in Hollywood, and it all made sense. I mean, it's Red Stream Restart. That's what it's called. So if you have an opportunity to support a live performer, you can through the internet. Please do so. They're putting everybody's putting content out. Nobody's asking for a handout. Everybody I know is doing a video, doing a show. I myself, I counted it today. I've been plugging the show that I did Saturday. I've produced close to 80 hours of online content in the last 3 months. That's 80 different hours of content, because I don't want to be the guy. I don't want to get a GoFundMe. I don't want to say help me out. And most of the performer friends I know do the same. They do some sort of video, live performance, anything they can. So if you can perform a live or support a live performer on the internet, please do so. And please support Restart Redstream. Red Stream. Please support Redstream Restart, and it'll help all the live performers. Let me say a quick hello to everybody here before we get to your guest. Keith Running's here. Thank you very much. Nice work over the weekend. Larry Warden's here. Guys, you guys are so great. I love my supporters. You guys are fantastic. I can't thank you enough for always being here. Thank you very much. Reminder again, tomorrow's show is canceled, so there will not be a show. However, tonight's show, my friends, is happening, and let's get to it right now. I met this gentleman. Last time I saw him was on a cruise ship, ironically, and I saw his show. I actually met him in a bar. We watched some music. We hung out. We drank, and then I saw a show once, so that meant I had to see it 3 more times. He's a fantastic performer. He's a great guy. He was an awesome guy to hang out with. Let's take a look. Actually, let's do that right now. Let's take a look at my good friends. I'll give you a little taste of my good friend right here. This is Matt Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
Is here. That was extraordinary.
Master of skateboard is Matt Johnson.
Put your hands together for the breathtaking Matt Johnson. It was brilliant.
You want to talk about the world's best? We're looking at it.
Matt Johnson, you got 4 yeses. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got caught up watching the video, actually. I got blown away. That's the coolest intro ever. Let's get to it. Let's bring him out. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Johnson. Here he is live in my show. He's on my show. Let's get this over with before he finds out he made a terrible mistake.
What's up, Lenny?
What's up, buddy?
Lenny. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate that.
Listen, it's so good to see you. I was watching your intro there, and boy, was that a sobering intro. You know, what you said about entertainers right now, we're all out of work. I mean, you watch that video and you watch all the stuff I've done, and you're the same, and every entertainer I've met on the ships is the same. We've all had these incredible careers and done all these things. and we've literally been reduced to dust in like a heartbeat. And it's really sobering. But you know, at the end of the day, we're not the only people going through it. Everybody is going through this COVID thing. You know, we're alive, we're well. Hey man, if they take away our mortgages, we're living in a tent, but we're still entertainers. And when it all comes back, we're the ones who are going to be there to make people happy and you know, and make people excited. So it's a sobering thought, but here we are. And you know, I can't believe the last time I saw you and was standing next to you was having a beer with not a care in the world on a cruise ship, going to some tropical place,
setting up dates, talking about the next ship. Dude, I'll see you. Remember, we go through our calendar, go, dude, October, dude. I'll see you in October on the whatever, on the Bliss or whatever.
Yeah. Guess what? I'll see you on no cruise ship anytime soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll see you in a little box this big on my computer. That's what I'll see.
You know what though, Lenny? Here's the thing. As weird as it is, I actually believe, this is my prediction, I'm no psychic, but one of the first forms of entertainment that will come back may be cruise ships.
Yeah.
Because I just saw on my Facebook feed that cruise ships one cruise ship went out, it did a successful cruise.
Yep.
They had no cases of COVID. Well, here's the thing, right? If you've got a metal tube, and you can literally screen and test and sanitize every single person that gets on that tube, then that is one of the safest places on the planet, as far as I'm concerned.
It's like a biodome. You know what I mean? It's like you're in your own little biodome. You know what I mean? Once you get there, you're like, we're all good, we're all negative. Great, let's stay out at this. Let's stay out at sea for a couple of weeks. You know what I mean?
You've seen it right now. That's the follow-up to Thunderdome, Mad Max. The next one, Thunderdome 4, Biodome. It's all about entertainers on a cruise ship.
Yeah, people fighting in the buffet. Out of my way, trying to get the last chicken wing.
Oh, hey, you listen. You worked on cruise ships many years, man, and you know that's the truth.
Yeah, right, exactly. Well, those will be gone at first, man. Buffets will be gone for a while, but I agree. I think cruises will be back quicker too. I was just reading an article today. They're talking about. I mean, I don't know whatever happened, whatever's going on with COVID and the masks and everything. I'm trying to follow all the rules, and there was an article coming out saying maybe we should readdress the way we're looking at this. We're talking about how many people are flying, and not that many people are getting sick on planes, or not that many people are getting. So there could. Go ahead.
Well, they're looking at. No, I was just going to say. Well, it's going back to literally what we just said. You know, if you take any situation like. You know, it's different in theaters and stuff like that, but you take a controlled environment like a cruise ship or an airplane. It seems so scary to us right now with everything that's going on, but actually in that world that you and I and every other entertainer that we work with lives, that world is controlled.
Sure.
Right? So the second we're all allowed to go back, you know, and a lot of these Caribbean countries that we've been to on cruises, they're crying out for the cruise ships to go back because it is their only source of income.
Their economy is
so
you
get a cruise ship with 5,000 people docks, and you know that's saving people right there.
No, they're like and 4 or 5 times a week. You know what I mean? You come that ship, different ships come into that port. It's not just one ship.
Every day.
Well, you got to remember when you leave, another ship comes in tomorrow. You know, and so
that's right. And you know, if you're out there buying a quartz necklace or a bead necklace or a painting or having a beer or eating some food or whatever, you know, we've all stopped at these, and all these little islands that you stop at, that is like one of their main sources of income. Yeah, and it's all gone. And
how many of these guys did you meet on these islands? There's a guy I know on Grand Turk that owns what's the name of the place? Johnny's or something. The guy that developed he came in and helped develop the pier, the whole port situation, and decided.
Where's this?
This is Grand Turk. It's in Grand Turk. Really small. The guy sells the Jerk Chicken Shack down the street. The Jack Shack. That's it. It's called Jack Shack. It's Jack, and a guy named Jack owns the place. And his job for years was to go to different ports and develop these ports so the ships could come in. He went there, met a girl, and just said, I'm staying, and opened up a restaurant. And he's like, tourists are, he goes, every day there's 2 ships here, tourists, that's all I need. I'll survive. I'll be okay.
Yep.
And now no one's going.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Well, and you know, and it comes back to you and I. I mean, who saves for a rainy day, right? You kind of go, you know
Well, it's
what?
kind of
and
hard
you
to
were
save for
talking
a
about
rainy
it.
day.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, no saving going on right now. But you're an entertainer, and as entertainers, we have the hardest job in the world when it all shuts down. But when it's going, we have the best job in the world because
Yeah.
hey, we're not going to be millionaires, and we don't make this crazy lifestyle. But people say to me all the time, "When are you going to retire?" And I say, "I live retirement."
Yeah.
I live it, you
Yeah.
know. I'm laying on a beach in Bermuda. I'm performing for people. I love my job, sincerely love it so
Yeah.
much, and so that's retirement, and that's why we do it. But the second you're talking about gig workers in your intro, the second you take that away, I mean, we've never had it in our lifetime, Lenny. Never had it in our lifetime. Not like this.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
like
Well,
this.
I always joke. I always say, right before all this happened, I used to joke that my job was bulletproof. I used to think, I'm like, man, I'm set. Think about it. People always want to laugh.
Then it's your fault, man.
And I'm the bad. I jinxed everything. I'm the bad guy.
Damn you.
Yeah, I know. It was me. Well, I have a lot of people that watch the show. Well, let me rephrase that. Most of the people that watch the show, a lot of them are cruisers, and they can't wait for ships to sail. If you're a loyal cruiser, you can't wait to go back home. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you know as well as me. I mean, being on those cruise ships, we worked together on Norwegian, and being on those cruise ships is one of the greatest thrills of your life. I mean, you're on there and you meet so many people from all over the world, and people are just happy and they're excited and they love seeing your show, and then they want to meet you afterwards and buy you drinks and hang out. And these people are so nice. And you know, sorry, I kind of digress, but my point is that's the, you know, apart from the money that's going to pay the bills, the biggest thing that I miss is that just the connection, whether it's with them or with other entertainers like you. You know, that's for entertainers. That's all we have, man. That's what we have.
Yeah, that's been the one cool thing about this show is to have guys like you on that are friends of mine that we haven't seen each other in weeks. And because we don't, you know, here's the thing, when you travel as an entertainer, we'll go 4 months without seeing each other. And then you get on a ship and you're like, so who else is here? They go, oh, Matt Johnson's here.
Right
like, oh, get out of here. Really? And it's like
and isn't that the best part when you board a cruise ship and you go, for those that don't know, the second you board a cruise ship as an entertainer, you got to go into the purser's office or the manager's office or whatever, and you got to sign all your paperwork. And a lot of times when you go in there, there'll be other entertainers sat there and you're like, oh my God, like, I didn't know you were, and you know that then that 2, 3, 4 week contract that you're on, however long it is going to be even more exciting because you're on with Lenny or Sean or Leanna or Tommy or whoever it is.
I always love that feeling of opening the door and seeing 3 friends sitting there going, oh, you got to be kidding me. It's almost better than finding out beforehand. You know what I mean? Because like people, every once in a while know someone's going to be there. But when I walk in, I'm like, oh.
I prefer it. I prefer it finding out right then that second.
Yeah, it really spices it. Then you got dinner plans. You're like, oh, let's do this, blah, blah, blah. It's great. It's good. It's very cool, man.
Yeah.
So what are you doing now, man? You said you're in Vancouver. We're in the same time zone. Is that correct? I love Vancouver, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't know. Did I know you were in Hollywood? I guess you told me.
No, did you know that I was in Hollywood? Yeah, I've been here forever. So, yeah.
Well, you know, you would have told me, but I have literally the worst memory, man. I mean, my wife will always tell you, like, I come in the house, I look at my wife and my dog, and I go, who are you? Like, why are you in my house? Like, no, I do really. I have a terrible memory, and I think a lot of entertainers are the same. We are so laser focused on our careers that you can ask me what I did 4 years ago for a show, and I'll tell you.
Right.
But the second you ask me about anything that's going on in this real world, I don't know. Unless it's on my Google Calendar, not a clue, man. No clue. But what am I?
That's where the ADD. That's where the ADD kicks in. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good, but when it comes to other stuff, I'm like squirrel. I'm looking around, confused. You know, I don't know what's going on.
Totally. I totally think that's it. But I also think that's a big part of why we're entertainers as well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're just not normal people. Any way you want to slice it, we're just not. No, we're not. We're not.
Right. We're not.
And I think the best entertainers are that way. And I don't mean that in an ego way. Some entertainers are literally the way they are on stage 24/7, and some entertainers, I think, like me and you, are, you know, it's like a light switch, right? The second you put that first foot out on stage past the wings, the light switch goes on, and you're in.
Yeah.
And you're in your favorite place in the world then, right? You're
Yeah.
in your living room with 1,000 people, and that's your favorite place to be. And what have I been doing? Well, not a lot.
Right on. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Are you?
well,
What's the rules in Vancouver? Can you go out and do stuff? What kind of are you doing? Mask? Are you wearing a mask over that beard? Is that happening, or what do you just cover the
this
beard?
is my mask. If you say, I
my
just
bad.
do that.
Oh, there you go.
And
I'm sure that's.
it's a full. I carry my face mask.
It says right
wherever
here
I
that's CDC approved as well. That's not a problem at all. That seems
It
like
is.
that's good.
And what you do is you spray this down with Jack Daniels before you go out.
Oh, nice.
And then you go out, and actually it serves two purposes, because one, you're protected, but two, you're constantly sucking in on your beard and getting drunk, which helps you get through all the COVID stuff. You don't think about it. You just like,
See,
and you're good to go.
You
Good
were
to go
prepared for the
a little
COVID.
bit.
I should grow a beard. I don't know why I didn't think about that. You were prepared. You were
It doesn't
well prepared.
it doesn't last as long as deodorant, but it lasts you for an hour, 2 hours.
That's good enough
You know.
sometimes.
It's good, man. Yeah.
Couple of snorts.
What are the rules up here? Well, same as you guys, I guess. I mean, I don't know exactly, but here, if you go out of the country and come back, you got to quarantine for 14 days. You don't have to wear a mask going to stores. Not all stores, but 90% of people do.
Oh,
We have zero work. I can't be in a venue with over 50 people.
right.
I've actually got a gig this month, funnily enough, which is like my first one in probably since I saw you.
Wow.
Actually, but it's in a theater, a 500-seat theater, but there's going to be 50 people, and then it's going to be broadcast online, and I'm going to do the show. And
Right.
so that's So I mean, that's it right now, man. That's the world. I mean, what do you say? I mean, I've actually got a gig next week as well. I'm performing. There's a new theater started called the Forum Theater, which is started actually by Canadians, but it's worldwide. And the Forum Theater is theforumtheater.com. They are booking magicians, and we're doing Zoom shows. So they take care of all, selling the tickets, bringing people in. Or you go to the website, they've got like a marquee, and it says who, coming soon, and who's like kind of at a movie theater.
Yeah.
And next Wednesday, I'm doing my first official Zoom show. We're doing 11 o'clock in the morning for Europe, because I have a lot of fans there, and we're doing 7 o'clock North American time, PST.
Right.
And people buy tickets, and they're going to watch me live from my home. And I've actually set up a studio in my home.
Right,
and,
to do the. What kind of tricks can you do on what can you do on the Zoom show? You can't do the big escape thing. You got to do what do you got to have stuff. You can do sleight of hand type stuff. See,
I'm going to do stuff like watch this. I'm going to do stuff like this. I don't know how this is going to look on camera, but watch this.
Here, hang on. I'll give you. Ready? Let me hold on. Let's do this. This way, it's just you. It looks better. There we go. There, we got me out of there.
Oh my god. Okay, watch this. Watch this. Ready? Watch.
Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Pulling cards out of thin air or that picture frame. Very nice.
Well, they're actually coming out of the picture frame. They're not coming out of thin air because your budget doesn't allow them to come out of thin air. You know. So no, but we're gonna do a show. I did one Zoom show, a company in March that had seen me live in Vancouver, and it's funny because I don't perform in Vancouver anymore. I spent my entire career performing in Vancouver, but now, as you know, I mostly do cruise ships, theaters.
Yeah.
I travel worldwide.
And you're international.
That's it. I don't perform locally, but I did a gig in February, thank God, and this company saw me there and contacted me and said, "Can we book you for our company to do a Zoom show?" So I did one Zoom show in March, and it was the best gig ever. Like, I walked down the stairs with a coffee, did a 45-minute show, went back up, 10 o'clock in the morning, I was done. I said to my wife, that I just need 3 of these a week. I'm gold.
Yeah.
But that's it. But now this show I'm doing next week on Wednesday, you can go to theforumtheater.com. You can buy tickets. They have 3 tickets. They have $20 where people can't turn on the cameras. They just watch the show. They have $35 where people, it's called the front of front
Curtain?
row
Front
tickets
row,
where they
okay.
can actually, yeah, turn on the cameras. They can interact in the show. They chat with me. They pick cards. They say stuff and all that. And then the Forum Theater, and this is mind blowing, is doing a $50 ticket for a Zoom show. Think of this, right? And the $50 ticket is you watch the show, and then when the show's over, you get a VIP pass for half an hour, and you hang out with me, and I bring you into this office. This is not the studio. I bring you in here where I am now. I show you all the memories. I do a Q&A.
Oh, that's
I
a
teach
great
you a
idea.
trick.
That's brilliant.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a little,
so, yeah.
It's another little backstage Q&A, little hangout, like a meet and greet.
Yeah, and I teach you magic, and I go over all these memories. I have, like, this place I'm in now. You can't see it all, but it's my office in my home, and it's like 12-foot ceilings, and it's floor to ceiling on all the walls. Memories, pictures of me as a kid.
Oh, that's awesome.
All this stuff, and so we're doing that starting next Wednesday, and hopefully, I don't know, man. I think Zoom shows, I think online shows are here to stay in one way or another.
Yeah, I think so, man. I think they're weird for comedy sometimes, man, because you got the rhythm and the timing and stuff. But it's definitely, I know a couple of guys that have been on the show have marketed themselves for these Zoom shows. They do corporate Zoom shows. It's a whole new market, man. You know what I mean? Well, either you got to reinvent yourself and do them, or not do anything. You don't really have a choice.
Well,
you know
I think if you're a comedian that doesn't get any laughs, Zoom shows are perfect. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I've seen a few of those.
Hey,
yeah.
This is the
Is
call that
this
I've been
thing,
waiting
is
for.
this thing on? Is this thing on?
Yeah,
Like,
because I mean, everybody out there watching, nobody knows if anybody else is laughing, right? So everybody else watching thinks that they're the only ones not laughing. So it's perfect. If you're a bad comedian, do Zoom shows.
Yeah, and if you're a bad comedian, it doesn't bother you. You don't care. You're like, I can't hear him. It's a Zoom show. It doesn't matter.
Can't hear
you know
him.
what I mean? Doesn't
Nothing.
matter. And in your mind, you're like, I'm killing it right now. And you're like, you are not killing it.
Especially if you keep hitting your own applause button, right?
But
joking aside, like when I did that one Zoom show back in March, it was weird, man. It was so weird because you and I mean, you're a comedian, I'm a magician, but I mean, you know me, like I can't do stand-up comedy. But I do a lot of comedy. I do a lot of situational improv comedy in my show.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of interaction, right? Well, none of that is available to us. That interaction, that feeding off the audience, and doing a bit or a line or a joke or a trick. And then you get to the end of this trick where you float your dog in the air and you go, "Bah!" And then everybody, it's like tumbleweed. Hey, if you're in your basement doing a Zoom show and tumbleweed literally rolls past on the floor, then
what do you do then?
You are in the wrong business.
Yeah, you got to get out.
You're
done. By the way, anytime I tell a joke from now on, I'm going to go "Shapumpa." I think that's the greatest way to do it.
Shapumpa.
I like it.
You can
Shapumpa.
have that. Just me and you. Just me and
perfect.
you. Anybody else is paying royalties, but shapumpa.
I'll say I'm taking it. You know what's got to be
you
tough?
Don't mind if I have a beer?
No, please do. I would join you if I didn't have to drive somewhere after this. But plus my fridge broke and I don't have any beer in there. It's a long story.
We're in COVID. Where you got to drive?
I'm moving. I think I'm moving this week. So I got to go pick up a chair, and it's supposed to go across this. My daughters live here now. Both my daughters live with me now. The youngest moved in, so I need more space. So I found a place across the street. Same landlord. Long story short, it's not going well, and my landlord's.
How old are your kids?
They're teens, man. I got to get out of here, Matt. I got to be honest with you. They are 19 and 16, and I want to jump out the window sometimes because the
girls, boys.
No, both girls. And one moment, the other day was
me too. Did we?
Well, we talked about this.
If we talked about this.
Oh, I don't remember we talked about it either. I knew you were married. I didn't know you had 2 teen daughters.
Oh well, I mean, most of our conversations on the ships were. I probably shouldn't say this in case any of the ships are watching this 2 months from now, but most of our conversations when we were chatting, maybe not on the ships, were usually inebriated. But I have 2 daughters. My youngest is 20 and my oldest is 26.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, yours are older then. Yours are past the teenage, but it's still the same thing. It's still 2 daughters. That's a lot of estrogen. When you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, I'm even surprised. Have you got any under that? You can't show me because you got your earphones on. I can't do it. I got a little bit. I got a big bald spot in the back.
You know why? Because they haven't got into their 20s yet. When they get into their 20s, you will lose the Billy Joel haircut, and you'll end up with the no, who's the other guy? Not Billy Joel. You know who I'm saying? The guy from Die Hard. Who's that?
Oh, Bruce Willis. That's the Bruce Willis haircut. Yeah.
Begins with B. So
yeah, that's it.
you
Bruce
go
Willis.
from
You were
Billy
close.
Joel to
Both
Bruce
from
Willis
both from
once
Long
they get
Island.
into the 20s.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
that's,
I don't know.
that's what
I'm
happens,
having
man.
a hard enough time with the teen years, man, because it's like, there's a lot. Any moment there's drama in this room, and I leave and come in the other room, and there's drama in that room, so I'm hiding in the bathroom, and I don't know what to do anymore. Sometimes they just want me to leave, and I do. It's so sad. They'll go, "Don't you have somewhere to go?" And I leave. I don't care. I get in the car. I drive away. I'm like, I can't
go to like chicken fillet,
I'll go anywhere.
Across the street. Just so you know, everybody watching the show, Lenny's new apartment is actually the broom closet at Chicken Filet across the street.
It's more quiet.
Right.
It's more calm.
Free food, quiet.
Except Sunday. I can't get food on Sunday.
Except every half an hour, it's like, "Welcome to Chicken Filet. How can I help you?"
Yeah, I gotta greet. I gotta make fries. That's all I gotta do is I gotta make fries every once in a while.
Right.
Hang on, let's jump online really quick. I know some people threw us some questions. Let me see. Somebody was talking about. Okay, Tammy Mulligan's here. She's here. Good for her. See, people are already. So to Tammy Mulligan, my good friend Mike Garcia. I grew up with Mike Garcia.
Hey, Mike.
And then he booked the '80s themed cruise for March of 2022. That's what he did. So that's what he wrote that down. Okay, how long has it been since you last performed Magic? I think you covered that. Have you been practicing? Do you practice? You practice because you practice. I know most guys that are sleight of hand guys. You don't practice at all, really?
Do you know? I probably should be practicing right now, because when the world kicks back in and I've got to perform again, I'm going to be really, really bad, man.
Everyone's going to be bad.
I've been practicing growing my belly. Can you imagine that first day on a cruise ship where you walk out on stage and go, psha, psha! You do that, which you're going to do now. You know what? Can I make a pact right now? When cruise ships start again, wherever we are, whether we're on the same ship or not, the first show that you do, the first walkout, you go, psha, psha!
Yeah, I'll do it for sure.
We have to make this pact.
I'll remember that.
No, it's funny. I usually didn't practice that much. And I don't know about you, Lenny, but I think you're probably the same, because we're working so much.
Right.
Literally, when you're on the ships and when you're doing comedy clubs or whatever you're doing, you're literally working on the ship, doing, 5 shows a week. You get off, you might go home for 2-3 days. You got time to feed the cat, water the plants, and then you're back at a gig and you're doing it again, right?
Yeah.
So we have our material that we do day in, day out. It's funny. We know it kills. We do our stuff.
Well, you're doing in like a month. I'm doing 30 plus shows. You know what I mean? In a month, easy 30 shows.
So you don't practice. And one of the hardest parts about being a performer is forcing yourself to come up with new material, work on new material, write new jokes, write new tricks, practice new stuff. Because when somebody's paying you to do it and you don't have to do it and you're traveling the world, you just keep doing the same stuff. Now, that's good because you're really good at it and your timing's on point. But the bad part of that is you can get very old very quickly, and not for your audience necessarily as much as for yourself.
Yeah, right. You get bored.
If you're on robotic fashion too much. So I don't practice. Before all this kicked off, I didn't practice a lot because I was performing all the time. But now I'm working on some new stuff, and we can run over some of these things in here. Actually, let me show you this. This is new. This is something I've been working on. This is not a trick. This is a stunt. This is something I'm working on for my escape career, because people have to understand I'm really well known for doing escapes. Like I've been on Britain's Got Talent and James Corden and all these shows doing my underwater escape and my fire escapes and my straitjacket escapes.
Right.
But before all that, for 20 years, I've been a magician and a mind reader and an improv comedy guy and all this stuff, right? That's what you see on the ships.
Right.
So the escapes I have to keep doing because that's what people know me as. But I mean, truth be known, I don't like doing them because they're painful, they hurt.
Yeah, physically they look
you know,
like they take a lot out of you.
Oh, it's awful, man. In fact, last year I don't know if I told you, but last year I ended up doing a TV show with an underwater escape, and for the first time in my career, I actually didn't escape, and I actually drowned, and I ended up in trauma.
Oh, you
and
told me about
woke
this.
up-
You did tell me about that. Yeah.
Right. So we can't say where it was. I don't know if I told you, but don't say where it was.
Got it.
But yeah, so it's not an exact science, and I like it that way, because that means that when I do my escapes, people feel really compelled and really understand what I'm doing and feel that the adversity and the pain, they feel it, and that's what makes it successful.
Right.
But this thing that I've been working, and this is my office, so I have this stuff all over the place.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to give you the floor. Hold on. Let's do this. There we go.
Yeah. So this is not a trick. I'm going to show you this right now. This is not a routine. This is not a trick. This is not anything that's worked out. This is something this is one part of what I'm working on to make something a routine with an escape, right? And so here's the idea. When you're doing an escape, you always want some kind of adversity, right? You always want some pain where you have to escape in order to escape the pain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Okay.
whether it be like, you're tied up in a straitjacket and some TNT is going to explode if you don't get out and press the shut off button in time. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is an old carnival stunt that I saw a guy in Vegas do, and I saw him do it as just the stunt, and then I thought, you know what, that could be an escape. So I won't get into what the escape's going to be about right now, because the thing is, there may be magicians watching, and the thing about magic, I'm sure it's the same in comedy, is the old saying is, steal from the best and do it better, right? So everybody's trying to rip you off and steal your material. So I'm not going to explain the routine I'm working on, because magicians will rip it off. But I'll show you the stunt, and the stunt is an old carny stunt, and I've not been working on this that long. And actually, I haven't done this for quite a while, and this is like lifting weights. If you don't lift weights for quite a while, your weights are going to go down in weight. You can't lift them, right? And so what this is, this actually was made for me by the guy that I originally saw do this in Las Vegas, who's an old carny circus sideshow guy. He actually made it for me, and I'm now practicing to try and do it, but it is bloody painful, man. So what I've got here is an ice bucket with a wine bottle in it with chains, and attached to the ends of the chains are two fish hooks.
I just don't like where this is going. Okay.
Yeah, the idea is that these fish hooks hang from my eye socket.
Dude, really?
Yeah. But here's the thing. They don't actually hang from my eye sockets, because the eye socket is bone. It actually hangs from the lower eyelid, so it's pulling down on that flesh of the eyelid. And listen, Lenny. I have not shown this to anybody. I did a Zoom interview for a show, some kind of podcast or something last week, and I did it, and it was the first time I'd done it in 5 months, and it practically almost ripped my eyelids out. I'll do it for you now.
Yeah.
It's sat in my office. Anything in this office here is stuff that has not made it into my show. This is my secret office in my home, and it's stuff that, like on a Saturday night when I've had a cigar and a few rum and cokes, I'll think, yeah, I should try that. And and that is honestly anything in this room is basically that. So this is bloody painful. Now you're not gonna get the whole shot in, but you have to trust me.
Okay.
That's hanging off the wine bucket, and I'm gonna put it. So don't try this at home, kids. Stay in school. Otherwise you have dying fish hooks from your eyes for a living. So this is very, very painful. This is not part of my show. This is I'm going to rest it on the floor, so it's on the floor, so it's not putting all the weight on my eyes when it's on the floor. It's when I pick it up.
Still.
And actually, you'll see.
Dude,
you'll see. Like this, right now, the ice bucket's on the floor, and that is hell on earth. That one, but it's when I pick it up.
You stick that
Just
right
when
in
I
your
pick it
lower
up, really,
eyelid
really
there?
It has to be in the eyelid, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude, that is so wrong.
So now that's in the eyelids, right?
Right.
Now, the ice bucket is touching the floor, but the second I move my head up,
Right.
it will lift off the floor, and you'll see it pull down on my eyelids. And
Okay.
for anybody at home, kids, don't get fish hooks and stick them in your eyes. I'm a highly
Don't
trained
do this.
idiot.
We don't want to get sued or anything.
Let me have a beer. Hang on a minute.
Yeah. You might want
I
something
can't
stronger.
even drink my beer.
Yeah, right, okay.
But so I'm gonna lift it up, and then we'll hang on. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh,
Oh, dude. What the?
oh,
Oh
that
my
is now
God.
Hanging. Oh,
Yeah.
God, that hurt. That is hanging off the
Oh
flesh.
my
of
God,
eye
dude.
I can't
It's
do
so
this for long,
wrong.
man. I can't. Oh. Oh.
Oh my God. You definitely are not normal. You were right about that statement. That is not. Oh my God.
So that's something I'm working on, and that is going to be kind of a focus. Oh, I'm crying now. That is going to be kind of a focus of the escape.
Oh, dude, I'm crying. I'm crying watching that.
Yeah.
Oh man, that has got to be.
The point being that I'm going to have to escape in order to stop that. Right.
Right. Okay.
And
Right. Okay. So that's part of the trick.
So that
it's part of the. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the painful part of the trick. Oh my God, dude.
So that was. I mean, that was literally 5 or 10 seconds, and
Yeah.
that really hurt. But what it's going to be is probably
Longer.
I mean, to escape
Minutes.
from cuffs and a minute,
10 minutes,
minute and a half, 2
couple
minutes.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. So every day when I come down in my office, there's nobody here, but I hang a champagne bucket with fish hooks off my eye sockets and train. That's what I do. It's like lifting. I'm in here going.
You're lifting weights like a workout, doing reps.
I'm watching like reruns of like Pumping Iron. Is that what it is with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah,
know what
Pumping
I mean?
Iron.
I'm
Is that
watching,
it?
reruns of that. Just like I mean, this will never make it in a cruise ship show because this is like you telling a dirty joke in a cruise ship show.
Right,
Unless
they'll
you're in the
freak
11
out.
o'clock show, that ain't gonna happen.
People will
right?
complain. They're like, "We can't. That was terrible." Yeah. That you're about one step away from Clockwork Orange. You know what I mean? With the ice thing going on. Oh man, that looks horrible.
I can feel that. I can feel that in my teeth, like my top teeth. I can.
That's so wrong.
I can feel it up there.
Oh, does that look painful? Oh man.
Anyway, ask me more questions. I don't want to hang fish hooks from my eyes.
Yeah, let's get off that. Well, good. All right. Well, this leads us up into a good question I was going to ask earlier, and I kind of forgot.
You had 8 people watching, and you lost them all.
No, they all came and they brought friends. They're all excited. Everyone is like, dude, come on, everybody loves to see people throw pain at themselves. You know what I mean? Everyone shows up and they're like, oh, that's horrible. What's wrong with you? But they're here.
Do you want to see something else I'm working on?
Yeah, why not? Sure, let's go ahead.
All right. This is something I'm working on. It's not in my show. Now, you have to understand, people watching your show, when you saw me on the cruise ships, you've got to kind of keep it squeaky clean, right? Because you've got kids, you've got adults, you've got grandmas.
Especially you. I have leeway for an adult show late at night where I can get blue and do a lot of stuff. But you have guys, almost none. You're like an 8 o'clock show, 6 o'clock show.
No,
yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm prime time on a cruise ship, so I can't do a lot of this.
I'm not prime.
Yeah,
time.
I can't do a lot of this stuff. You're not prime. You guys have the 11 o'clock show, and that's the best. That's the best. Show,
we get way more
anyway,
leeway.
Yeah, but I'm in a show. Well, I say I'm in a show, but when all the COVID's done, I'm in this show that people might have heard of called The Illusionists. And The Illusionists is a show that started on Broadway in New York, and now it tours the world. And The Illusion, maybe I can show you this poster. This is the poster on my wall. Is that you can't even?
Yeah, it's the light.
You can't even see it, can you?
Oh, now we can see it.
Hang on, if I do
that did it. If
I do this with my light.
No, do it to the right a little bit more. If you get a little bit of your light in there, it balances the light from the sun. The light from the window is balancing it out.
You can kind of see it.
Turn it back that way.
I don't know what I'm doing.
There we go. Perfect.
Sorry,
right there. That's perfect. Hold on. Keep it that way. There we go.
I just hung fish hooks from my eyes, so I can't really see. But so
you can't be expected to be totally accurate. That's fine.
I can't see. So that is a poster. It's about 6 foot high in my office here, and that is a show called The Illusionists. And The Illusionists started on Broadway, and I I remember seeing those posters and those adverts and stuff and thinking, I want to be in that show like 5 years ago. And so I kind of set the things in place that I had to do to be in that show. And I ended up last year being taken in as a part of The Illusionists. And so that poster, which was in Spanish, is from a tour we did in Panama and Mexico City for 6 weeks. And I would do the underwater escape, every night, sometimes 3 times in a day, 13 times a week. I'd be underwater in a 10-foot tank for like 3 minutes 15. I'd be underwater trying to escape. And so a lot of these dangerous stunts, because in The Illusionist, that's my role, right? I'm the escape artist, I'm the stunt guy.
Right.
So a lot of these things that I'm working on are for that show when it all comes back. But this is cool. This is not an exact science yet. I actually brought this to show you because I want to try it. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. If you go on my, and we got a bloody great big fish hook
What's
there,
with you and the fish hooks?
and
Okay.
very, very, very sharp. I had a misspent youth. Very, very sharp. But if you go on my Instagram, and I forget what it is. I don't remember. Oh, like Matt Johnson. Like Matt Johnson. If you go on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, 3 words, like Matt Johnson. Go there, follow me, like me, we'll be friends. But if you go on there and scroll down some of my photos, probably to about end of last year, you'll see me when I created this, practicing this, and this is no word of a lie. I've done these things wrong more than I've done them right. But you'll see me practicing this, and I was in my living room upstairs, and I was working on this thing, and I said to my wife, I think I've got it, let's try it. And so we did it, and I ended up pulling this through my tongue. And there's a picture on my Instagram with blood everywhere, with where I pulled it through my tongue. And since then, I performed it twice. I performed it in Chicago in January.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. So anyway, I've had to change the routine a bit for video, because the idea is that I've got 4 strings, right? And only one of the strings is tied to the fish hook. The other 3 are loose. So it's kind of like Russian roulette, right? Okay. Now, these little things here ordinarily are rings. They're big, heavy rings. And I put this in my mouth, and I close my mouth around it, and I go up to somebody in the audience, and they choose a ring at random, put the finger through the ring, and when I nod, they pull it as hard as they can, right? And the idea is that at the start of this, I do like this little lead-up speech where I psychologically influence them to pick the numbers, to pick the rings that aren't the one that's tied to the hook, because obviously the idea is after 3 are pulled, the last one is the one that's tied to the hook, and I'm fine, right? So I was doing this with my wife, and I said, just try this. And so she pulled the first ring, fine, pulled the second ring, pulled it straight through my tongue. Literally, that went through the middle of my tongue. So now I can't do that with you guys because you can't hold rings. So what I've done, and I haven't performed this yet live, but I've designed this for my Zoom show next week, is I put numbers on these. So this one is I've actually just put this duct tape on today. So this one's 1. Talk about hokey. This one's 2. All right. You do not want hokey when you've got a fish hook tied to it, but that's 3, and that one's 4. You get the idea, okay. Right? Yeah. So how many viewers do you have watching your show right now? Do you have a few?
Let's see. I got a few. Yeah, I got a few. They're everybody's watching. They're all freaked out by the first trick, but they're on board.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. So the fish hook is going to go in my mouth, on my tongue, right? Okay. I'm going to grip my teeth around the end of the fish hook. Only one of these is tied to the fish hook. The other 3 aren't. So 3 of them will be safe. So in the first pull, I've got a better chance. But then as we get lower on strings, it's going to be more dangerous for me. Right. So once this goes in my mouth, I can't talk. So once it goes in my mouth, I will nod 1 time. When I nod the first time, you're going to get one of your viewers to say a number 1, 2, 3, or 4. Right.
Okay.
When I nod the second time, when I'm ready, only when I'm ready, I'll pull that string as hard as I can, right?
Okay, so when you nod the first time, I get the number, and the second time you pull the string.
Yeah, but I want it to come from one of your
Right.
viewers and say it out loud to me. So if one of your viewers says, the number, whatever, say it
Okay.
out loud to me. And then when I nod again, I'll pull it as hard as I can. And
Okay.
we're going to go through all four, and hopefully I won't pull the fish hook through my mouth.
Yeah,
Now,
hopefully.
before I do this, it's important because I'm going to try and psychologically influence you and your viewers to choose a number that's not tied to the string. Okay? So listen to me carefully. You and your viewers, listen to me carefully.
Everybody pay attention. Stop posting numbers. This
is really, really, really important because if this goes wrong, I'm going to end up second time through my tongue. And I don't say that lightly, all right? So go check it out on my Instagram, like Matt Johnson. You'll see it through my tongue with all the blood, if that's your thing. But, right, so listen to me carefully.
Okay.
I have 4 strings. I have 4 strings. 3 of the strings are tied to nothing, right? One of the strings is tied to a 3-inch fish hook. So I'll say that again. 4 strings, 3 of the strings are tied to nothing. One of the strings is tied to a 3-inch fish hook. Now that I said that, I do know that I said 4, 3, and 1, and I didn't say 2. I'm aware of that. So some people might not choose 2 because they don't want to hurt me, or some people might choose 2 because, quite frankly, they are sickos.
My people are pigs. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but so 4 strings, 3 of the strings are tied to nothing, and one of the strings is tied to a 3-inch fish hook. All right, now I'm going to do this. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. And I want you to know it's very, very sharp.
Okay. Two. Oh, shoot, I'm so freaked out. Okay. All right. Good job. All right, man. So we go to the next one, right? Okay. 3. Oh. Okay. That's messed up. Okay. Gotta get this right. Okay. We got 1 and 4 left. Okay. Okay. I need a number, people. 4. Okay. All right.
How cool is that, man?
That is amazing.
Cool?
That is really cool.
That's
Even
cool, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Even through the internet, that was perfect.
Listen. I did this now. I'm so thankful to you and your viewers for watching this. No, really, sincerely, because I did this now because I've got this live show going on the Forum Theater, theforumtheater.com next Wednesday 9th. 2 shows, 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. One's designed for Europe and one's designed for North America. But I did this because I want to do this on that show, and I've never done this. I've done it one time live in Chicago in January, and that's it. I haven't done it online. So, and it went wrong once where I pulled it through my tongue. So I wanted to try it to see if I could do it online, and if it would look okay with these rings with numbers on. But I think that worked.
It worked good.
So
the numbers look good. We saw the numbers and everything. We saw the feed. It was good.
Yeah, so really, really biggest thank you, and I'm so happy that people didn't pick 1 because otherwise this feed would have been a lot shorter. But anyway, but carry on, man, carry on. It can't all be about magic.
Oh man, that's cool. Everybody, Matt Johnson, nice job, dude. Yeah, you deserve a beer. You deserve a beer, my friend. That's good.
Thanks.
That's
man.
good.
Thanks. I nicked. I think I nicked a little bit, but we're good. We're good.
I'm a little creeped out. I'll put all that stuff about the theater in the bio afterwards. We're almost done here. But did you want to talk about YouTube beers and watches? Do you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah. That's completely off track. So I started this channel when all this happened in March. I went, I got no work. I'm at home, right? I'm like, what do I do? So I started a YouTube channel. Now, you have to know that I have a YouTube channel for Magic, but I don't post on it anymore. But I thought, what can I do to be creative? Well, I love watches. Anybody that knows me knows I collect watches. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to start a YouTube channel where I review watches. And originally it started as coffee and watches, and I would do a watch review, but then I'd start every episode by reviewing a coffee and saying, oh, Starbucks Sumatra is great coffee, blah, blah, blah. I quickly realized after about 4 or 5 videos that I only drink 2 types of coffee. So,
wow.
So we got 2 episodes. So I thought, what else do I like? Well, I like beer. So I switched it. So I started this channel called Beer and Watches. And since March, I have posted 80 videos. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 3 times a week. Okay. It's youtube.com/beer and beer and watches. Videos launch at 9:30 Pacific Standard Time, 3 times a week. And I review, mostly it's about watch reviews, things about watches, quartz watches, automatic
9:30
watches.
p.m. or a.m.? PM or a.m.?
A.m.
Okay.
AM, yeah.
Okay.
Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then once in a while, I'll review a beer or I'll do a beer review. I'm actually switching it up because every Friday I used to do a beer review just in time for the weekend. But now I've just switched it up where I'm doing a beer every Monday, Wednesday, Friday before the review. So it's more about watch reviews. But, I go into watch reviews, what watches you should buy. I do some watches that are thousands of dollars, and I review some watches that are $20 on Amazon, right? And I kind of give you all this ins and outs, and I talk about which are better quartz watches, automatic watches, the things about watches, all this stuff. And I'm really enjoying it. And since starting it in March with 0 subscribers, we're now up to about 835 subscribers. Wow. So I'm about to hit that 1,000 pretty soon.
Nice.
I'm enjoying it. I'm being creative. It's really fun. And so I'm totally enjoying that. So I'm doing that, which is keeping me creative. People are saying, why are you doing this and not putting that time into Magic? And I think it's because Magic is don't get me wrong, I love it with a passion, but it's my job.
Sure.
When the world comes back, it's what I'm going to be doing 24/7. So I wanted something creative that's different, right?
Yeah.
So I created Beer and Watches. So I'm doing that. We also have an Instagram page, beer_and_watches. And also on Facebook, it's Beer and Watches. And I do that Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And apart from that, I'm working on my Zoom shows. I've got my website, urbandeception.com, where you can check out some of my videos from TV shows like Britain's Got Talent, The World's Best, my escapes, stuff like that, and my magic. And if your viewers want to see more of my stuff, then next Wednesday is the perfect time, Wednesday night, because that is my first official Zoom theater show from my home where I'm going to do magic and mentalism and improv and interact with the audience.
And you said that's
going
to be, it's at 11 o'clock and 7 o'clock. Is that 11 a.m., 7 p.m.?
Yeah, so it's Wednesday night. Tickets are available. You'll put the link, theforumtheater.com.
Yep,
and
I'll get all in there.
The reason we're doing an 11 o'clock show is because I'm from the UK, obviously, originally.
Right.
And I have a lot of...
You sound like you're from Indiana.
I'm actually from, I'm from LA originally, which is the other coast. That's why I have an accent. But I have a lot of fans from England since doing Britain's Got Talent. So we're doing an early show to match up with the UK time. And then we're doing a 7 o'clock show, which is 7 Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and 9 p.m. Central. It's going to be about an hour, and you can get tickets on that website.
Nice. I'll put it in the bio after the show, and I'll remind people next week, because right when I'm wrapping up my show on Wednesday will be the time for your show to start. So toward the end of my show,
dude, it's like the cruise. It's like the cruise ships.
Yeah, it's like, hey, head on over to the other side of the ship.
Head out of headliners and come up to the theater and see the show.
Right on. Brilliant.
I miss it, man. I miss it.
I miss you, buddy. Folks, Matt Johnson, give him a round of applause. We're gonna get out of here. That was solid. Thank you. Go ice your eyes down, get some rest, drink some liquor. Dude, my eyes hurt just looking at that, dude. Oh man, dude, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for being here, and I'll put all your stuff in the bio. We'll talk in a second. Hang on a second. Let me wrap up here. All right. Oh, I cut him off. He said what?
Lenny, can you give me a thumbs up when I'm off screen? Because I got to run to the bathroom like a trooper.
Sure, yeah, go ahead. All right, hold on a second. I'll let you know when you're off screen. I'm not going to give him a thumbs up. I'm just going to make him sit there. This is the best part. Yeah, go ahead. He's looking. He's like, folks, that's Matt Johnson right there, folks. How cool is that? That was definitely a different show. That was cool. We mixed it up. Some magic. There was some pain. There were sharp objects and an eyeball for some reason. That just I had no idea he was going to do any of that stuff. That's he's not stable. That stuff is crazy. If you ever get a chance to see him live, highly recommend it. I will put all the information. Check out the show next Wednesday. He's going to do a lot of cool stuff online. It'll be cool. You guys, thank you again for being here. If you enjoyed the show, if you're having fun, as always, do me a favor. Bam. I've been plugging this stuff lately. Go to LennySchmidt.com/ if you can. If you want to Venmo, go to @LennySchmidtComedy. You can support the show financially. As little as $1, like $1. Click, buck, done. There you go. As much as $10,000. It's really your call. Also, if you want to join the Patreon page, you can join that also for as little as $1. And on the Patreon page, you get all kinds of stuff. And the more you donate on the Patreon page, the more stuff you get. You get free albums, you get downloads, you get all kinds of stuff. I send out messages. I'm about to send a message out now to the Patreon people. The followers, they get a little update from me all the time. All you guys are great. Thank you again for always being here. Thank you all for tuning in on a Wednesday night. Again, tomorrow's show is canceled. This show will not be happening. In 2 days, on Friday night, my good friend George Solano will be here. Many of you may know him from Carnival Cruise Lines. He's a comedian, used to be a cruise director, and now he will be on this show in a few days. He just has some health issues, and he wants to talk about that as well. He's doing very well. So some good things are going on right now for my good friend George Solano. We're going to talk about that when he gets here. You guys, thank you again for being here. I will see you soon. I'll see you in a couple of days. And as always, do me a favor, if you can, take a moment out of your busy schedule and sit down and take a deep breath, look out the window, and dream of Pinky.
Lenny Schmidt Quarantine Comedy was created, produced, and is hosted by Lenny Schmidt. We live stream on YouTube at 6 p.m. Pacific every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Special episodes occasionally stream or are uploaded on Tuesday and Thursday. Every episode is also launched as a podcast and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. If you enjoyed the show, please like the video. If you really like it, share the video. If you really, really like it, please subscribe to the Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. You'll get updates on this and numerous other online comedy content that my dad produces. Check the info section below for detailed information on all of our guests. If you are a fan, you can follow and support them as well. Go to their page, like their content, buy their albums, purchase a shirt, any merch they may be selling. Anything you do will support performers will literally help save the arts. In fact, if you want to support this show financially, just go to LennySchmidt.com/ if you can, or Venmo @LennySchmidtComedy. If you donate as little as $1 or as much as $10,000, it will help pay for the stuff my dad keeps breaking. If you can't pay for the comedy content, that's okay. COVID sucks for all of us. Enjoy the free show. If you want to find a way to support what we do, just subscribe to Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. That really helps a lot. Thank you for listening to my dad's show, and as always, dream of Pinky.